Woo! I don't even know how. We need an intro. That's what we need. We need some sort of like incredible da-da-dun, da-da-dun, like musical thing with with football players smashing into each other and hammers hitting steel.
Welcome to Pounding Steel.
Yeah, that's what we need. That's right. Okay, that's it. And we're going to take that right there and we're going to use it as our intro.
No.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pounding Steel.
So, all right, you are listening to Pounding Steel with Borgor and Bunny. And what are we doing? We're talking about the Pittsburgh
Steelers.
Yeah, and what we're gonna do is nothing like anybody else does. We're gonna be completely stupid the whole time, I'm sure, with some insight maybe, but mostly just stupid.
Completely stupid.
Yeah. So okay, Bunny, how long have you been a Steeler fan?
I don't even remember when I first saw my first game in Pittsburgh. It was a home game. I was actually was it?
It was Denver, right?
Was it? Oh, it wasn't Color Rush, so it was the day. It
was it was a day game.
I think it was Denver last year.
So you make it sound like I don't even remember the first time I saw a Steeler game.
And it was
like
long ago.
It was like less than a year ago.
Well, I wasn't even a football fan until we saw Michigan State play. I forget who they were playing, but
I don't remember.
It was
either.
a very explosive game, quite amazing, and it really got me going with the whole. Football's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so we're a new couple essentially, like not even a full year yet.
Actually, almost been a year.
And when we were driving from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan to Tennessee to visit your mom, we stopped by in Michigan, Detroit area, to watch Michigan play whoever, college football. And so I thought, oh, that'll be fun, a college football game as a first introduction to football. And I didn't even realize that the Michigan Stadium is like 100,000 capacity or something crazy like that. So
it was full.
Yeah, and it was full. And it was COVID. I mean, it was like end of COVID.
Yeah, and nobody was wearing masks, and everybody was crazy.
Yeah, so you really got a great first exposure to football. So we did that, and then I said. Let's go ahead and watch a Steeler game now. And boy, I've been a Steeler fan my entire life since I was a kid. Yeah. And that was. And
I didn't even like football.
And that was in the 70s. So for me, I was so hopeful that either she would like the Steelers or
understatement, or
she would maybe not even care that much about football. But the worst possible outcome would have been that you fell in love with a different team. So that was very.
I kind of like Patrick Mahomes.
So I was very nervous about you, like, being exposed to football and then you liking the wrong team because you like what you like and you don't just, kowtow to whatever I like. I mean,
well, that's not true. Because your enthusiasm for the Michigan game really. I did cry in the stadium because it was the overwhelming amount of energy and the positivity from everybody that was there, and just seeing you and just you loved that and watching you just enjoy that really.
Right, and I'm not like a Michigan fan or anything.
No,
I'm just a football fan, so yeah. I just love that whole.
But that's
thing.
what kind of made me like fall in love with football is just you.
Right. Nice. Okay, so here we are. We're watching the first Steeler game. I don't know if it was the opener or what it was, but it was pretty early on in the season, first or second game last year, and I think they won.
I'm not sure. I don't remember. Actually.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, man, we should. If we're doing a Steelers podcast, we should probably get our facts straight.
Okay, let's do that. There, now we've looked it up. It was the Buffalo game, which was a great game because everybody thought the Buffalo was going to kick our asses because they were looking so good. And Ben, who knows what's going on with Ben.
Well, Ben is Ben.
Yeah, okay. So here you are. You just watch. We were actually on the road driving because we were van lifers at this point. And you had the game on your iPad. And so what made you decide to like them? Because you liked them right away. Like, do you remember what it was that you liked about them that you just like, okay, this is my team too?
They all had nice butts.
Is that it? You like their butts? Well, you did comment on the yellow butts a lot.
Yeah, their butts. Well, I also, as simple as this is, that I like their colors.
Yeah, the black and gold. Mm-hmm. Yeah, black and yellow.
Remind me of bees.
Mm-hmm. Right, and you're a huge bee fan. Okay, so, like, if I go back to saying, like, why did I even like football as a tiny kid? It was because of the colors. Like, I liked the uniforms. I liked the helmets. I liked that sort of thing. So
when you're a child, you are attracted to all things colorful.
Right, absolutely.
And apparently as an adult, you're attracted
to
all
you
things
are an adult child, right? Like, yeah. Okay, so what else? Like, they won. So I'm sure that was good.
You had me watch the press conference afterwards with Mike Tomlin. And I really liked him for some reason. I can't really tell you why, but I like that he is extremely poignant, to the point. He doesn't let people, like, push him around into answering things that he doesn't want to answer. Like, he keeps his secrets. He keeps his face. And he's just, I don't know. It was just pretty amazing to watch that. And then I got to know the players. And I think Chase Claypool actually had a really good game. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
But I remember liking him a lot. Because I ended up getting his jersey.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, it was almost immediately that you already wanted merchandise. You were already...
I just loved the interviews with the players, getting to know the players and just the intellect of each and every single one of them. Mm-hmm. Like, when someone's a Steeler, they have the intellect and they can talk. Like, they really can talk, and they have a way with words. And you can tell that they've learned from Coach Tomlin and how to speak. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of why I'm excited about doing this little podcast. I guess it's a podcast or whatever it is.
I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, we have no idea. Whatever. What I like about it is your perspective, because I'm a football guy and I do like the personal stories and so forth, but I definitely like the on the field stuff. Like, I like watching highlights, and I really like watching, okay, it's third down, what are they going to do, and what's the situation, and how much time is left, and, like, I'm very much a statistician, I don't think that's a word, and you are more like, yay, they're nice, or I like them, they're cool, they're smart,
they got nice butts.
They got nice butts. You don't really talk about that all the time. Maybe it's because you don't tell me.
Their butts don't matter anymore.
Their butts don't matter anymore. Okay.
Nope, I just love them all.
Nice. All right, so I agree with you, though. What were you going to say?
I used to judge teams' butts and be like, oh, their butts aren't as good as our butts.
Right, during the season last year, you're saying? Yes. Yeah. Well, and I know that you love their yellow pants for some reason. Oh, well, and yellow. You've been saying yellow's your favorite color, too, recently.
Yeah, I love yellow, and we're going to paint our house yellow.
Yeah. So black and yellow, you were going to say?
Oh, we should paint our house black and yellow.
Yeah.
Just make it all Steelers.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yeah. The Steelers house in Mississippi.
That would make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. But okay, I got to go back to what I was saying a minute ago, which is, I'm into the strategy and all of that, and the players to some degree, but you're really into the personalities.
I am into the personalities, and I'm into their story and how they got there, and especially Najee. By the way, it's Najee, and if anybody's saying Najay, slap yourself.
I finally figured out why people are saying Najeh all the time.
Yeah, but I didn't realize there was another player.
There was another player called Najay Davenport who was on the team, and I think he was a running back, and yeah, and so I'm sure the local Steelers media are all caught up on Najee because they had to call him that.
Yeah, but no matter how many times he's corrected the media, they're just like, nope, you're Najee.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I guess I should go change my name and how it's said.
Yeah.
You tell me what it is.
Yeah, it is funny to watch that. And you can see Najee getting mad about it. Like, why does everybody call me Najee? Yeah. I really want to, call him. Yeah. If anybody has Najee's number, I want it so I can text him and at least and say, hey, this is why, because
I think he knows.
Nobody's told him. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know. You would think that he would have said something by now.
Well, he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. I think he knows the history of the team.
Yeah. It's not a requirement for the players to know the history of the team. It's always, when they get interviewed and somebody actually knows, like, oh my gosh, I love James Harrison. Well, James Harrison was pretty famous, but if they know somebody weird like William Gay or something, then that, oh wow, they've actually kind of studied this, or they were fans or something to that effect.
Yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Right. Yeah. And so that's the other kind of interesting thing about you, because you're a new Steeler fan. So you don't know any of the history.
Yeah, but I was like explosive Steeler fan. Like once I was the fan, I was like, give me this, I want all of that.
Yeah. It's like any day that we don't have Steeler stuff to watch, you're like, I want Steeler stuff.
I want Steelers.
I want somebody interviewed, and I want to watch an interview with them.
Yeah, I wish they do more interviews of the new players, like Kenny Pickett at practice. Or at the what are they doing right now?
Yeah, at the OTAs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is being recorded during OTAs. This is May 26th.
Yeah, I wish I could speculate who's going to be the main quarterback, but you can't. I would think that Mitch Trubisky would be number one, so that Kenny Pickett can watch and kind of maybe play as like a semi-pro.
Yeah, semi-pro.
Watching the pro.
Right.
Hopefully kick some ass.
That's usually how it has gone in the past. Although in the past couple of years, when rookie quarterbacks get selected early in the first round, they're thrust right into the game.
And sometimes they do. Whoa.
And then sometimes they do really well, absolutely. But sometimes they don't do so well, and that can wreck a career, because if you start off and you're sucky, maybe because your offensive line isn't good enough to protect you, or your wide receivers aren't good enough to get open, or whatever, or your running game isn't good enough, then all of a sudden you can lose confidence, and then everything kind of goes down the toilet. And that's kind of what happened with Mitch Trubisky. He started off really well, and then not very long after, the Bears did some weird stuff.
I thought he was a second and not a first.
No, he's a first-round pick. And he's like...
No. A second in, quarterback number 2 backup.
No, when the Bears drafted him 5 years ago or 6 years ago, he was the starter almost right away.
I thought he was a backup on another team.
He was. Just last year, he was Buffalo's backup.
Oh, okay. That's what... Okay.
So he did his 5 years. He did his 5 years in Chicago, and then he went there.
Yeah, but I think he's probably itching to, get back out there and really show that he can wreck it. But I don't want to say that Mason can't do it either.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your thoughts are about Mason.
I think Mason's very mobile, and he's got that chiseled chin that you don't see everywhere.
The chiseled chin, yes, that's right. There was somebody interviewed just recently. Oh, it was... Okay, so they have a new Mason Cole. Oh. So it's he's a center, I believe. He's practicing at center right now. So Mason Rudolph walked by Mason Cole, and he said, "So how does it feel to be the second coolest Mason on the team?"
He said that?
Yeah. And Mason Cole got a kick out of it and said, "Oh yeah, Mason Rudolph is, handsome, and he's young, and he's single. So yeah, he's totally cool."
They're trying to get him dating somebody.
Yeah, and so and Mason Cole is like, "I've got a wife and a kid, and I'm a family person. So yeah, you're right. I'm not nearly as cool as you, Mason."
Oh my god, okay. No, but I think he's also very intelligent, and he really knows how to talk to the media as well. And he's
Rudolph.
Just... Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, that's right.
He's taken a lot of shit talking, from the fans even, they're like, yeah, he can't do shit. Right. They don't like him. They don't want him to be number one.
Okay, so let's talk about that. In the year that Ben had to have his arm surgery, right?
Yeah.
So it was going to be Mason Rudolph who was going to be the quarterback the whole year. And the problem was, and he was doing fairly well, they were winning games. And then against the Ravens, he got concussed so bad, you saw the replay.
Yeah, that was terrible.
He was out cold, and Juju Smith-Schuster thought he died and collapsed on the field. And
I miss Juju, but he's a traitor.
Exactly. So anyway, so Mason, it took him a week or two to recover from that concussion, and then when he finally did get back on the field, he really didn't play very well, and I feel like that was kind of the reason why, that his head wasn't straight. I mean, okay, so...
Well, I feel like his confidence could also have been shaken as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so Mason Rudolph was, when in that play even, and all the way up until that moment, he was doing everything he could. He put everything into every play, and in that play he put his body out there as he threw that pass, regardless of whatever was going to happen. It was like he didn't care if he got murdered by the Ravens. He was going to complete that pass, and he did. And I feel like I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but there's something psychological here. And, Ben Borgor would do everything that he could to get to complete a pass, but there was still this feeling of Ben Borgor was in control of his situation. Even when he was trying to do that, he was not really putting himself out there to be injured or whatever.
No, but Ben Borgor could totally have been lighter on his toes in his later years, but,
Yeah, but, and everybody can complain about his weight and whatever, no doubt about it. But
I still love him. I'm glad I came in on the Steelers when, I'm sad that it was like the last year Ben was going to be playing. I had no idea.
Right.
But at least I got to see him play. I got to see him live, and we got to see him win 2 games.
Yeah. Well, in person, right? Yeah. Like, because we went to Steeler games, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what I meant.
Yeah. So with Mason Rudolph, I feel like when he was playing, he was not as in control of the situation. And so he put himself at risk with that, and I feel like he feels like he has to put all balls to the wall in order to even think about succeeding. So this is the psychology I'm saying. Like, Ben knew that he could keep himself safe and still deliver the football, whereas Mason thinks, I'm not going to make this team. I'm not going to be the starter unless I just, throw myself out there. But that's what's going to get him hurt. So even if he were to win a starting role at any point, I feel like it'll be very short-lived because he's just going to throw himself out there, dive, get another concussion, get injured, something like that.
About Mason.
No, I really liked Mason, and once he started to recover from his injury, he started to play well at the end of the year. So I started to go like, okay, there's the Mason that we saw at the beginning of the year. So I still think that there's a chance. But here's the real thing. Is that the only thing that matters is how the offense, Matt Canada's offense, works with these 3 guys. If the Matt Canada's offense works really well with Mitch Trubisky, then that's who's going to be the quarterback. If Matt Canada's offense doesn't work really well for Mitch Trubisky, then Mitch Trubisky is not going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, but I believe that Kenny Pickett really has a chance. And I'm actually really excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, me too.
I've watched his highlights, and wow, he can move.
He can, yes, and he has the all the experience that you would want coming out of college. Because there's a lot of times quarterbacks come out of college. Like at Ohio State, there's been a couple quarterbacks that only played for like 1 year. They get drafted in the first round, and then they turn out to be nothing because they didn't really have any experience. It was a fluke year the first year. It all looked so great, and then when they get to the NFL, they're like, "Oh no, we can't do this."
I'm more interested in like how he speaks to the media when he's actually allowed to speak, because when he was in college, it seemed like his coach spoke for him and never allowed him to say a word. But so I prejudged him based off of that. I was like, wow, this kid is just like a prima donna. He's a prima donna dud. But then I saw an interview of him, and he's just like a humble, very intellectual individual, and I absolutely loved that. So I'm really excited to see more interviews like that with him.
Yeah, and this is why I love doing this with you, because your perspective on it isn't necessarily on the field play, although it is a factor.
I like mental play.
Yeah, you're more into the personalities and what you can see between the eyes.
Yeah, because I can't tell you a shit about football.
Right, yeah, you're not a football expert yet.
Oh, look, there's a ball. They throw it, and they run to the end zone and touchdown.
Well, no, but you're the first to yell at me if I tell you something that you already know. You're like, I already know that. And you make it as a point of pride to kind of say, hey, I do know this. Like, I've been listening to you. So I think you know it better. Yeah, I think you know it better than you let on.
Yes, but you put me on the spot when we have a microphone in front of my face and I can't talk.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Nope.
Yeah. No, I think that you're doing fantastic. Okay, so now you don't know Okay. here's a great angle. We've been playing this football game on the iPad.
Yes. What is that?
Retro Bowl.
Yeah, that's
right?
an amazing game.
It's a really fun game. It's very simple and easy, yet it takes you through the whole process. You go through a full season, you go through the playoffs, and then you do the off season, and you do
the draft,
and you do the draft, and you sign free agents and all that, but in a very simple interface.
And it's all pixels.
And it's all goofy pixels. And what I've really liked about that game for you is that you kind of got to see that whole process in a video game form, and now this is your first off season. So you're watching the draft, you're watching the free agency, you're watching the practices, and you already kind of have familiarity with it since that game.
I'm also having Steeler withdrawals.
Yeah. And you ain't seen nothing yet, because wait till we get to July where it's absolute dead. It feels like nobody's into football. Nobody cares crap about football until the end of July and the beginning of August, when they actually start the full-on training camp where they're allowed to hit each other and wear their full pads and everything.
They're going to beat each other up.
That's what they do every year.
Speaking of beating each other up, not that Muth is doing this, but what is with Freiermuth picking on Kenny Pickett?
Yeah, so what was that? That's the mic'd up. We just saw a video just a few minutes ago, which probably prompted us to do this.
Yes, it is.
Was watching Freiermuth give Pickett a bunch of shit. What did he say? He's like,
I don't remember.
He said, Kenny Pickett needs to get a haircut. And then he's going, Kenny, did you ever beat Penn State? And
Pickett's like, I get it, you're mic'd up.
So that was great. It's fun to see that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but what the heck, Muth?
Yeah, Muth is being
I love it, Muth.
Yeah.
Speaking of Muth, he looks great.
Yeah.
You can tell he worked really hard I don't know what he did, but it totally looks like he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
possibly gained muscle.
Right, that's usually how it goes. In that first
he
year,
looks really good.
They come in very different than they come in on their second year. And so they lean up. And
though I haven't seen it yet, but I hear Najee has tree trunk legs.
Tree trunk legs, yeah, I want to see that too.
And it's frightening.
Yeah, who was it? Dan Kovacevic was telling us about that. Not that he gave me a call and told me about it. I was watching him on YouTube.
Yeah, you're special.
Yeah. One of my other favorite reporters for the Steelers is Jim Wexell, and I do actually have contact with Jim Wexell. I can send him a message and he'll get back to me, which is kind of neat.
Really?
Yeah. So if we have any specific questions about anything, we can send them over to Jim Wexell. Heck, I mean, you never even know. We could make this into a thing and get him on and interview him.
Oh my god. Hey, wouldn't that be cool if we could get Najee though?
Okay, wow, we're Yeah, why is Najee your favorite?
Oh my god, because I mean, I know Kenny Pickett does this too, but he really gives back to the community. And, just watching his, was it Road to the Pros?
Road to the NFL.
Road to the NFLs. He, I don't know, you just hear his life story where he came from poverty and living homeless and having a really rough time in really rough areas. And then he turned out to be this really superstar. And he pushed himself so hard all these years to be where he is today. Like he said, he wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
How can I be the best? And he fucking made himself the best.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yep. Yeah.
He's adorable.
Yeah. He really does stand out. And I remember earlier in the year, you were excited about Chase Claypool.
Yeah, but
and I kept
not
saying,
to insult Chase Claypool, but he kind of turned out to be a little bit of a dud.
Yeah, he didn't have the greatest year, but that can happen on a wide receiver second year.
No, he started off really well, and then he kind of just
petered out a little.
After we saw those games with him, he just kind of went,
yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, the whole wide receiving crew definitely took a step backwards because then
yeah, they did.
And then poor Diontae Johnson's dropping all the third down plays, and yeah, it was. And then Juju gets injured, so they really had.
And then
a tough
Juju vanishes because he wants to go play for the Kansas City.
Yeah,
playing with Mahomes.
Right.
Which gives me incentive to watch those games.
Yeah. So you almost defected.
I would not defect from the Steelers. I just like Mahomes. I don't care about anybody else on that team except for Mahomes. I don't even necessarily care about Juju.
Oh.
Because he betrayed us.
Right. That's the right mindset. Yes. Good job.
Good job. I'm treating you well. Steelers are bust.
Right. Okay. Well, I would say that, 25 minutes is plenty. Is there anything else that we
Have we
say?
even put content in here that is relevant to anything?
That's a great question. Why don't we ask the people that are watching? If you find this content interesting, fun, or useful to you in any way, or maybe at least entertaining.
Or maybe you want to tell us to fuck off.
Yeah, fuck us. Then leave us a comment. Go, give us a like. Subscribe. Yeah. And you've still got to make an awesome logo, and you better hurry up and do it because we're going to post this very soon.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right. Till next time, which who knows when.
Next time on Pounding Steel.
We will. Okay. Yeah. Next time on Pounding Steel, we'll talk about Omar Kahn as the new GM. And
we will.
Yeah. And the other stuff.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody.